bacon bed. Fiddly 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 bacon bed. Did you like that little pull off? Like in tribute to my hero Eddie Van Halen, R.I.P. I did like an Eddie Van Halen inspired Bacon Bad theme there.
Yeah, that was like when Eddie Van Halen went into the studio with Michael Jackson.
Played the solo on Beat It.
Yeah,
he didn't. Did he?
Yeah, he did. He didn't play the riff. The main riff is Steve Lukather of a little band called Toto. Actually, there's 3 guitarists on Beat It. You listen to Bacon Bad, Great British Bake Off podcast.
If you didn't know, this is Ross does have a Van Halen podcast. So if you do want more Van Halen facts,
if you've been listening to this going, it's called Ain't Talking About Van Halen. If you've been listening to Bake Off podcast, go, you know what else I really love is legendary rock band Van Halen. Guess what? I can serve you both of those dinners.
Oh, yeah.
Nom, nom, nom.
Sweet and savoury, baby.
Hey, it's bread week.
It's bloody bread week.
It's bloody bread week. How are you guys feeling after that app?
I think it was a good week entertainment value. I'd say the baking wasn't very good, though. Let's be real. It was...
bread is a divisive... You know, Lottie said it right at the start. She had to learn how to bake bread for this week.
Wow. That's crazy. You'd think that's 101.
Yeah. But I suppose, like...
You just buy it,
either of you... You can't just buy bread. You can buy cake, though. But, like, Sean, have you ever baked a loaf?
I
don't mean taking a big old shit.
Ew. I don't think I have. I've got... I've bought some of those, Joe. Those like part cooked baguettes that you chuck in the oven.
Yeah,
does that count?
Yeah, parboiled.
Yeah, that counts. Yeah. I had one of them today, actually.
Did you? What filling?
So if it's my bread week as well. We cooked a roast chicken at the weekend. Ooh. So I just did the little pano. Is it pano bread? I don't know what it's called when it's the little ones.
Just like a roll, like a bread roll.
Yeah, a bread roll. Yeah, like a mini baguette, diet baguette. And just add some. So roast chicken. So it was just like cold chicken, cold cuts, and I said some butter, and then some chili jam.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. Enjoyed that.
That's pretty good. What you should boil down the carcass, make a soup.
Oh, yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, that's very Jamie's Meals, isn't it? That.
Oh yeah, boil that down. House will smell of chicken for weeks.
That feels like it came right out of the Harry Monaghan act. That I quite like that. Harry, you bake bread?
I've never, the one time I've baked bread was I bought, and it wasn't really baking bread. I bought some spelt wheat pasta.
Okay.
And I accidentally overcooked it. Like I just forgot about it. And when I took one out to taste it, it turned into mush. Yeah.
Oh.
And I'd done a whole bag.
Like in your hand?
In my fingertips. That's how soft it was. All right. And I'd done a whole bag. And that's £2 a pop or something. So what I did was I colandered it. Yeah. Smashed it down into a dough.
Yeah.
Formed it into a flatbread.
No, you didn't. Did you really?
Yeah. What? Yeah. This is true. This is 100% true.
What are you like that?
Baked it in the oven.
So what, do you just have like a little flatbread?
Ask me how it tasted.
How did it taste, Harry?
Tasted of raw pasta. Disgusting. Would no recommend. If you want bread, buy bread. Don't melt down pasta.
You know what they say, yeah. This is Harry's melted pasta loaf. He's Italian flavors. That seems like something Rowan would have made.
Yeah. Did you have anything with it?
What did you have with your pasta?
Well,
loaf?
I think I cooked some more actual pasta.
Okay.
And had it as like just bread with the pasta.
Double carbs, yeah.
You know, buttered it. Maybe even put a bit of garlic on it. I was like, garlic bread. This is garlic bread. But yeah, it wasn't that good.
Wasn't meant to be.
So that's what about you, Ross? Tell me about your bread baking experience.
Yeah, I baked bread. When I worked at Jamie Oliver, you used to get cooking classes, and one week we all learned how to make bread. And I was actually quite good at baking bread. I told you about the time I think I've told the story on this podcast about when I applied to go on Bake Off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the bread was the one I was probably the most confident about.
What let you down on the?
I failed the interview questions because I couldn't remember what marzipan was. Yeah, I couldn't remember almonds. I just blanked on the word almond.
And they're like, that's 101.
That's 101.
I'd say there's marzipan every week in this bloody show.
Yeah. Because I was like, the questions they asked were, how would you walk me through making a Victoria sponge, which I think at the time I answered correctly. And then what's the main ingredient of marzipan? And then there was like another question, but I definitely got 2 of 3 right.
That's
and then she was
good.
just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know, but then they invited me to come on as be one of the people in the the one up from just the audience on.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to, because I feel like you do that and you sort of blow your shot. You know,
that's what I feel like.
It's like
it's a bit like
if there was like a new Avengers film coming out and they were like, oh, there's a role where you can, you know, work in the hospital as a doctor as like a sort of bit part. Yeah. I'd say no. One day I want to be a superhero. So you don't want to blow your shot on the side piece.
You want to come in as a peer, not as a Mr. Captain.
Get me
Mr.
on
Captain
behind
America.
the desk. Yeah.
So it's bread week.
They were making soda bread, right?
Soda bread, yeah. What do you think the cold open? They've committed to the weird hand holding, it seems. Matt Lucas and Noel. I did quite like the Hollywood handshake bit.
I don't like Matt Lucas on this. I think he's shit.
Really?
He's annoying and he just always does a baby voice, you know?
Yeah. There was a few this week where I giggled, I must admit.
Yeah, he does have funny bits. I'm not saying he doesn't have funny bits, but I feel like he takes... It's like the show stops for his funny bits.
Mm. Yeah, I see that.
I don't think there's any bits where... I feel like Noel has bits where he comes across funny and the contestant comes across funny. I don't think Matt Lucas has any bits like that.
I think he's a welcome addition. I'm a big fan of Matt Lucas, especially in this role.
I can't tell if you're being serious or
not.
No.
I swear to God, I'm not even lying. I swear to God. I think Matt Lucas is just a bit silly.
Ask me mum.
Swear in Nan's life. No, I think it's just a bit silly. The whole idea of Bake Off is quite silly, and it's just like no one really cares that much about bread. So why not get Matt Lucas in doing a daft handshake? He's big fan. I don't like people dissing him.
You're camp team Lucas.
Je suis Matthew.
He's the kind of person that changed his Facebook profile picture to have the French flag on it.
Oh yeah,
that is Matt Lucas.
Yeah.
It's like, 100%.
French. Did you not change yours? You anti?
No, I don't change.
Never.
I don't believe in change.
Okay. I've had a 9/11 never forget one for about 2 years now.
Yeah, no, I do.
Yeah.
Poppy. Lest we forget.
Lester.
Bring our boys home.
Yeah. I actually refused to wear a poppy last year because somebody bought one for me and I was like, I don't believe in that. Controversial. Probably going to lose some listeners for that. Sorry, guys.
Bloody hell.
Hot take.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, no, I wear it if I've got one, but I never really get one anymore. But, I feel like it's all digital now anyway, isn't it? Poppies.
Give me an e-poppy.
Give me an e-poppy.
So what I would just comment on is Hollywood's tiny hand at the start.
Yeah, did you like that?
I liked that. I thought it was funny because I was like, I envisioned the conversation that had to happen for them to like convince Hollywood this will be funny. Because one thing we learned in this episode is that Paul Hollywood has never been to the West End, has never seen a musical in his entire life. But Laura was like, does he not have any fun? She's seen Les Mis 5 times.
It's too many times.
I've never seen it.
I don't think I've ever seen it. It's long as well. That's a long musical.
Yeah, what's it about?
I don't know. Is it
the French?
This guy called Les. The French, yeah. This guy called Les who's miserable.
So who's Charlie Hebdo? It's not to do with that. I've genuinely. It's got Wolverine in, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, no idea. I've never seen it either.
Anyway, so signature bake. This bread week.
Bread weeks. So
2 dos or deux, if you will. Parlez-vous français? Soda breads.
Mm-hmm.
1 sweet, 1 savory. Free form, so no tins. And you got to make butter as well.
Come on.
I thought that was quite. I feel like that's very 2020 Bake Off because back in the day they wouldn't have asked them to make butter.
Yeah, you just sort of
because like soda bread is easy as fuck to make. So actually, really, it should have been like, can you make soda bread, but actually want to make some really nice butter too. So, shall I start off with the list? Will you run them down?
Yeah. First off, Dave. All right, and he made 1 chili chocolate, which I feel like is something that I'd say is a favorite, but that doesn't often get good reviews.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you see it like on the chocolate stand at Pret. You're like, "Ooh, chili chocolate! I bet it'd be that would be nice." And then you have it once, and you're like, "No, just give me chocolate," or
Yeah, give me chocolate or give me chili. And then his savoury was bacon and cheese.
That sounds good. Now that does make sense. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
comprende. I feel like chili chocolate is like the edgy salted caramel, isn't it? It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
If you thought I was edgy, dangerous.
I feel like it was the original salted caramel, so it like paved the way. It's kind of like the Velvet Underground of like mashups.
And chili chocolate?
Yeah.
No. Do you know? Have you ever had the Tato's chocolate?
What?
There's Tato's chocolate, which has cheese and onion crisps in it.
No, that sounds rank.
Yeah, it is pretty disgusting.
Yeah, that's rotten. If it was already salted, I'd be on board.
I've had that where I've eaten salt crisps and then had some chocolate before. That's delicious.
Yeah, it's all right,
So yeah, Dave's got the chili chocolate. Who? Sorry, who did we have after that?
And I just say it was well baked, but not enough flavour. was the feedback. And then Mark with a K.
Oh, actually, what thing with, sorry, I just want to say we learned about Dave's a petrol head, which came as absolutely no surprise.
Oh, yeah. He's still got Bring Back Clarkson in his Facebook profile.
He has got Dave reruns written all over him. That's filling up the Sky Qs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is. Woof. Also, just pointed out, you can see, and actually I had not noticed that he definitely used to have plugs. You know, like proper stretched earlobes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Great spot.
Rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had Mark with a K, who made a stout and chocolate one.
Hold on a sec. Hello, Mark speaking. Did you see that when he even pretended to be on the phone?
No, I don't remember that.
A comedy and a bit of fun.
they had it because they were like project manager Mark. So he project manages like health and basically health stuff in developing countries.
Oh yeah.
And that's why he's always in that's why last week is like
Ethiopia.
he's always Ethiopia because he's trying to so he's doing a noble thing, but they had to pretend he was on the phone. That was such a weird because it was just like, hello, Mark speaking, answering the phone like he's a granny,
saying his phone number.
I guess
862-070.
It's weird. Like, how do you show? I guess for like other professions, like how do you show that someone's like a project manager? I know with Mac last week, they're like, he's an author. He does authors. So he's like, draft done.
What else have we got? What
project
else have
managers
we got?
that use phones. Let's do that.
Yeah,
let's do that.
He could have been like
always on the blower.
Yeah. Classic project manager. Good communicator.
And his savoury cake was cheddar and soprasada. Am I saying that right?
I don't know.
But they liked both of them. He did a good job. And then we had Laura, who had made glassy cherry.
Okay. Was it Laura at this point? Once again, for the second week, her USP, the thing that she's bringing to the Bake Off, that she was like, this is the thing I want them to showcase about me and my life, is that, yes, I own a pizza oven.
Yeah, that was week 2 of Pizza Oven. Because she brought
a pizza stone. I wrote a note, it's like, we get it, you have a pizza oven.
Well, they aren't cheap, are they?
I know, but like...
Yeah, that's bricked in as well. That's not...
Yeah. And then her partner's like, called himself the Pizza King.
Yeah, wow.
Put her in her fucking place.
I didn't vote for him.
Well, that's the problem with the monarchy, Sean.
Do you think it's tax deductible now she's mentioned it twice?
Yeah, well, that's what it started to feel like. She's going to be like, yeah, so my, wood-fired pizza oven.
If I was married to the Pizza King, I'd bring it up every week, to be fair.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But hers, even with the stone, was underbaked. So...
Felt a lot of good that did.
Didn't work, did it? And then Lottie made...
Unwinding on the beach.
Yeah. With, looked like some relatives.
Yeah, who she lives with. Didn't see that one coming. She lives with her aunt and uncle and her cousins.
Yeah, that was revealed later. I feel like we got to know them a bit better this week, actually.
Yeah, which is why I'm disappointed when somebody's like, well, because later on Laura's like, oh, I love the musicals. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
It's like, they're just like, we got more footage of you with that pizza oven, so we're going to use that again.
Yeah, like, why didn't they film her doing a bit of Wicked or something?
Yeah. Defying gravity.
That would have been good, but maybe they'd have to pay for that.
Oh, yeah, got to pay for the rights. Yeah,
Lottie made an olive bread, which they said great taste. It's a classic flavour. And then blueberry and bacon.
But she put the bacon on top, and they're like, it's a waste.
Yeah, not enough flavours. And then...
It was wasted.
Who did we have? We had Peter. Young Peter.
I thought Peter looked very tired this week. His eyes just look very gaunt.
He seems like the type to over practice.
Yeah, definitely pulling an all-nighter. Student accountant. In between Zoom sessions and.
Does he have the stamina though?
Yeah.
Wow. Because he made a ginger beer one. Pop a bit of fizzy pop in there. He said
fizzy pop it. Krabby's, wasn't it? Scottish.
Yeah.
So hammering on the theme as well.
But they said it was stodgy, didn't they? They said it was stodgy.
Yeah.
And then we have Mark with a C. Marky Mark.
Mark with a C. Yeah. Cornish themed soda bread.
Yeah, and they liked it. It was good. I think they said the flavours could have been a bit stronger, but overall very good.
I feel that's the first Mark. We had a bit of banter with Mark because obviously he had that bit where all the soda bread mixture went over his face.
Yeah,
bit of slapstick.
Yeah,
and he lost. He wasn't wearing his glasses at one point as well. I feel like we're really starting to see into the soul. We'll get to it later, but
yeah, and you know what? I love it. Mark is my favourite, along with Sura.
Yeah, I agreed.
He's just very lovable, isn't he?
He fist bumped his daughter.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
cool dad, isn't he?
I've never fist bumped with my dad.
I don't think I have either. Maybe I have. I probably have. Who did we have next? Rowan.
Oh boy,
the little scamp.
Before Matt Lucas did the joke, I was like, when he talked about, I was like, he's doing Italian flavors of Italy with Italian sausage, and I made the note here as a little joke to myself. I was like, I'm sure he's had a few Italian sausages in his time.
There we go.
Matt Lucas made a few innuendo jokes to Rowan.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, gritty.
Yeah.
What did they say? He's like, at the very end of the show, Free was like, well, he made a polenta cake and then something that tasted like sawdust.
And it had, honestly, massive hocks of sausage in it. Honestly, it looked disgusting. And it came out the oven flat as a pancake.
Like your fucking pasta, though.
Yeah, it looked like my pasta. That's actually kind of what it looked like.
Oh, man.
And then we had Sura, who did some Middle Eastern flavors. Zatar, which I don't know what that is.
No, but it looked cool.
Apricots.
I like it when people got and at the end they said the judges said it was too pale, had good flavors though, and I don't know if you saw, she went, the flavor queen is back.
Yeah. That's great.
Like, yes, sure.
I think she is everyone I've spoken to, because we do this podcast, if someone's watched the Bake Off and they want to speak to someone, they speak to me. Everyone loves Sura. Sura is the favorite, I would say, fan favorite.
So anybody, I think a judge of character of whether I like you or not is how well you like have a bit of banter with Noel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because Sura gives it back, and at one point Noel was like, "Do you want a piggyback?" And she was like, "No." Just like so, just made me laugh.
Then we had Rastanan, Linda.
Yeah, Rastanan, Linda. Yep.
She all her fruit came out, didn't it?
Yeah, underbaked. And she'd put in Max honey.
Oh yeah, that was
a lovely.
Poured one out for her homie.
Good.
I like that. I like that. Mad respect for Rastanan.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
So does Max keep peas? Is that what she was saying?
Yeah.
He's a man of many talents.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, I wrote here.
Gone too soon.
Yeah. I said, ironically, she was underbaked for Rasta. Hey, look, that's a week.
Very good.
I was waiting for it.
I'm gonna keep on with Rastadan. Doesn't really, but yeah. Anyway.
Right, who was after Rastadan?
It was finally we had Armine.
Oh yeah, Ermin.
And she made a salmon and cheese.
Mm.
All right. And what did she get for that?
Fucking. Why don't you hop on a plane to Los Angeles because you're about to get a Hollywood handshake?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I should have done that.
I think for the listeners,
we're all shaking hands over camera.
Going towards the webcam.
Well, we can say now, actually, to the listener, I'm going to put up all the videos of this season on the YouTube.
Great.
So we'll put it in the notes of this podcast if you listen to the podcast. But if you just search Bacon Bad 2020, it should come up, hopefully, if the algorithm helps.
And you can see us...
see our faces.
Miming a handshake.
That's what we all want.
So yeah, and she did a fruitcake one as well, which contributed to the handshake because they said, "Did you soak the fruit in? Was it brandy?"
Oh, yeah, Prue loved this. Yeah,
and she said, "How long did she say?"
How long for?
2 weeks.
Fuck yeah!
Fortnight.
She quarantined the bread.
The fruit had symptoms, and she bloody chucked her brandy at it.
Love it. So yeah. So that was it. That was
and that was a good moment because she had a tough week last week, actually. So I feel like
I'll be honest with you. I thought Ermin was going to be. I thought he struggled, but really it looked like Dave was the initial fall from grace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The curse of the Star Baker.
Yeah.
And then we had the technical challenge.
And it's rainbow-coloured bagels.
Have you ever had one of these?
No, who has? You know,
wasn't that? It was a thing for a minute, wasn't it? Like the cronut. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I do remember that. Yeah,
croissant donut. But the rainbow bagel. I think they still have them at Brick Lane Bagel, don't they?
Yeah, I walked past them. They got them in the window.
Yeah.
The thing is, it literally is just colouring, isn't it?
Yeah. And Hollywood goes rainbow. I mean, when I see a rainbow nowadays, I associate it with either the phenomenon of light, or with pride. So when he was like, Hollywood's like, just like, yeah, I associate it with the NHS. I was like, what?
Yeah, come on,
what are you on about? Get
real. It's gay, mate.
I've never seen a rainbow and been like, oh, I should see the doctor. Do you know what I mean? Like, what?
Mm.
So anyway, I can't remember which one it is on Brick Lane. There's a good bagel shop and a bad bagel shop, isn't there? They're next.
I don't like bagels. I wouldn't have been.
Why don't you like bagels?
I don't know. I did have my first bagel until I was like 28. And then since then, I just don't think they've been cooked right. All the ones I've had. They're all
that's just how they are.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Nice, that.
Yeah.
Don't think it's for me.
Did you toast it?
Yeah, you got to toast it.
No, I didn't toast it. Like papier-mâché. Rank.
Yeah, you toast it, Sean. Promise me, Sean. By next week, I want you to have had a bagel, but you have toasted it. Slice it in half, then toast it. Bit of cream cheese. Delicious.
I give it. Can you do a sweet one?
Yeah,
like Nutella in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, you can put Nutella in it.
Yeah. You know what? One of the great things about this land of ours is you can put whatever you want on your bagel.
Yeah.
After eights.
Yeah, I'd be into that. Yeah. Hollywood had a bit of a banter pun at the start of this.
Oh, I missed that. What was it?
You need to get your timings right. Need.
That's clever.
That's what
you do. All those years in the biz.
Double entendre. So much French this episode.
And they all basically did a shit job. I've got the bottom 3 and the top 3 written down here just to jog your memory. Last place was, surprise, surprise, Rowan. 9th was Dave. 8th was Sura. And then the top 3 were, 3rd was Mark with a K. 2nd was Mark with a C, Marky Mark. And 1st was the Rastanan, Linda. Hers were the only ones that I was like,
and she was the one.
A bagel.
Yeah, and she was the first one. They were all going, "Oh, should I put it in the boiling water yet?" She went straight in, no fear.
Yeah, and what I
like that.
What I was disappointed was with Peter, who we will find out later is doing bagels for his showstopper.
I know, right?
So he would have been practicing bagels all week.
But as we learn from his showstopper, not to bury the lead, but yeah. I liked here, I've got a few notes. Sura was like, Sura went, I walk past a bagel shop every day. She's like, I've never made one. She's like, why would I make one? I could just go and get one if I wanted.
She probably lives near you.
Yeah, I reckon she is. She's local. Oh no, she lives west though.
Does she?
But maybe she works. I can't think of any other. Well, there must be more than 2 bagel shops in London.
Yeah.
What's her job?
She's a pharmacist, I think, isn't she?
Ooh. Have you got a pharmacist near you?
Yeah.
Could well be.
Yeah.
What else did I say? I tried to. I saw Rasanan set a timer for 20 minutes, and I was like, hope it's not near 4 o'clock.
When I watched this episode, I was like, there's no way he's going to, like, what can he bring up now? How can he mention the Rastanan? And somebody managed to shoehorn it in.
Oh, that's why I'm the best in the biz. And then Rowan, they did a bit, they were like, it had to be however many centimeters. And then Rowan went, I think in inches.
Yeah.
And then he went 9.5, respectable. And then Matt Lucas is enjoying that as well.
He did a little look to Cam.
Little.
Didn't he?
Ooh, matron. And then also, I don't know if you saw, Rowan was doing some juggling whilst they were baking.
Yeah. Oh.
But he couldn't juggle, so he just
saw that.
Them all.
Yeah.
So that was, I enjoyed that bit really, but yeah, one of those kind of pointless ones. It's just like, just make 5 things of bagels. And I love that all their hands were just like food coloring type by the end of it.
That was I feel like it was a weird one, and they tried to like crowbar the rainbow NHS thing into it.
Like, And then stop the show. It's the showstopper. Stop.
Bread plaque.
A large decorative bread plaque in a harvest festival sheath, portraying the one thing you are most grateful for. It has to be impressive and visually powerful.
That's good. And I feel like even though the final bakes weren't great, I feel like the theme of it being something important to them meant we found out a lot more about our bakers, you know?
Yeah. Open up the soul. What would you have on your decorative? What would you have important to you?
So what am I most grateful for? I don't... I'd probably say white Toblerone. We've had white Toblerone.
I've never had it, actually.
I can't say I have, no.
Oh, okay. Well, it's really nice. And I feel...
You just have it?
I do the wreath, and then I just do sliced white bread, cut into triangles.
Yeah.
Lined up. Easy.
That's pretty good.
So you're effectively just making a loaf.
Yep. Yeah. Loaf of bread.
But with chocolate in it, would you put white Toblerone in it?
Is that cheating if you actually just put the thing I'm most grateful for into the bake itself?
I'm not sure.
You know, Rowan had pear in his pear tree, didn't he?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
big, 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 big hunks of white Toblerone. The big one you can get from the airport.
So, big hunks of white Toblerone. Quite hard in this climate as well. You have to quarantine for that.
Oh, God. Well, maybe not then.
What would you go for, Ross?
What would you go for?
I don't know. I was thinking about it.
Ross is currently looking around his room for stuff that he's grateful for.
I was just thinking maybe I would pretend I was a deeply religious man and then do Jesus on the cross.
That would be...
I think that would be quite good.
They can't fault that. I reckon...
And then do jam falling out from his...
falling out of his stigmatas.
Oh, God. That's a good one as well. I think the cross itself was quite an easy one.
Yeah, it's easy. It's just 2 big baguettes, isn't it? Bang, bang. Just get those plastic ones out of the thing out of the bag.
Yeah.
We talked about earlier. Bang them on. And a little Jesus man. Twisted. Maybe I do rainbow Jesus as well. Controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, that's a good idea. What about you, Harry? What are you most grateful for?
I should have known you were going to ask this and thought about it. I'd probably do something really like essential, like maybe like electricity.
Oh.
And you could just do like a plug socket.
Tennyson.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cool.
That is really good, actually. You can do the cord coming off it.
Could you have the plug? Could you have the bread plug into it? That would be good. Like if you had like fingers going into another bread thing.
Yeah, and when you plug it in, it actually works. That would be pretty cool.
Like when you do that when you're a kid, where they show you that you can get electricity off of a potato.
Yeah.
At the core of your bread
plate. It's raw potato flavor.
No. Yeah. Flavor's there. Yeah, it's the only flavor there is there. So, who do we have? This is now, as Mark, I think was first, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
With his Buddhist Dharma wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Now, this is the first time he went, they went, oh, Mark, are you Buddhist? And he went, no, but, I found this book on Buddhism after the accident.
Yes.
Ominous.
Where I lost my leg. Yeah. So finally we learn he wasn't born one-legged. There was an accident.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? So we don't know what the accident was. Maybe we never will.
Yeah.
But
maybe next week he'll recreate it in meringues.
Yeah. Just a jaw. Well, he was in Devon. Maybe got like a shark attack.
A what?
Meringue. What? Like a meringue, like a airbag.
Oh.
I think we're gonna have to piece it together.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
The doctors tried to. And, yeah, sorry.
No, but it's like, oh, I used to be really into surfing, but I'm not anymore. Or
yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's going to be. But I like that because also during this one, Mark did at the end after they're all waiting, he did a bit about mindfulness. I love that.
Yeah, he is. I think he started off, and you're like, this is a really nice guy, single dad, carer.
Yeah.
Lovely, sweet guy. But now the more we get to know him, he's not only a lovely guy, but he's got depth and he's got a story and he's lived a life, man. I love the layers.
Yeah, me too.
I want him to be my dad.
Time for him.
There's a lot. I have a little look on Twitter, and there's a lot
I can
of.
Give a fist bump to.
Yeah. There's a lot of I want Mark to adopt me. Is a common.
Yeah, I'll be
theme.
up for that. Baking with Mark, hanging out on a weekend, love it.
But his bake was great. I feel like second week on the trot, that his sculpting background is really covered. Like the way that was put together, it was lush. Yeah, really good.
And it tasted good as well.
Tasted good, yeah.
Oh yeah,
smashed it.
Next, we had Linda
Rastanan. The fruits of our labor. Just drew a big cow out of bread.
Yeah.
she did makeup on it. She like did painted eyelashes on it and stuff. It was great.
And it was black olive flavor.
Yeah. She used to drink milk straight from the udders.
Yeah, she said that as she was presenting it as well. Like, that's nothing to do with your bread, but she wanted...
I want you to know, I fucking mean this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very dense and it needed more olives, more proving, and more flavors. That was the feedback. So
damning that, wasn't it, really?
great.
Yeah.
Rowan was next.
Yep. Life in Worcestershire.
Pear tree.
There's Worcestershire pear tree. It's a pear tree that had the drama mask in it as well, which I quite liked.
Yeah. And I think it's always a good one when they need help carrying it over.
Oh,
yeah,
I love that.
When it's that massive.
It was huge. And then they cut into it, tasted it, and they were like, it tastes like shit. But
all style, no substance.
I feel like if Rowan had been doing all style, no substances, but finished them from the beginning, he wouldn't be in this position. He wouldn't have been where we are today. Because you can ride to week 6 with style.
Yeah, big time.
But you got to finish your bakes, mate.
Get the producers on your side.
Yeah, and I think this week, I do think that he could have saved himself this week. Like, he was so close to, like...
Yeah.
But, alas.
I think he'd sort of... I feel like if it was ever going to be a close call between Rowan and someone else, based on last week and how close he was to going, he kind of had to go.
Yeah.
He's used his lifeline.
Written in the stars. Get back to that piano. I did notice something about... I think I had a note about Rowan. I noticed earlier when he was mansplaining flowers to his partner. When he was just like... You're like, this is a rose... And it's like Rosum Lindicum or whatever, which means rose of life. And I was just like, all right, Rowan, chill out, mate. Showing off.
Next we had Carmine. Hermine.
A journey back to France.
Français. Oui, oui.
Oui, oui. So much French in this episode today.
She tried to make a brioche frame, which was ultimately her undoing. But what I will say, here's my thoughts on this bake. I thought it looked really good and was one of the best looking, and Prue liked it. But I feel like
I thought that.
I feel like Paul had a sort of vendetta against it because she was making brioche in 30 mins, and then
he was like, "This isn't going to work." He'd already decided, hadn't he?
And then he tasted it, and it was like, "Oh, it's not really a brioche; it's an enriched dough." It's like, yeah, that's what she made, and it looked pretty good. And I feel like he penalised it before really giving it a go.
Yeah, totally.
Next we had...
Oh, you're right. Oh, there's a dog in the background of Ross's video. Did you get a dog?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got...
He's married, John.
Oh, yeah.
Get it on cam.
Pamela, come here.
What did Pamela think about Bake Off this week?
She was more excited about the popcorn we were eating during Bake Off, to be honest.
Oh,
the dogs eat popcorn?
She fucking loves popcorn.
Really?
I reckon she's a sweet girl. No, Butterkist.
Big time. Oh, no, she's got a sweet tooth. She broke into a birthday present and ate 3 bars of chocolate this week, which, as we know, chocolate is poisonous to dogs.
Mm-hmm.
She ate milk chocolate, which is less poisonous, but I called the vet and she'd eaten basically the limit of chocolate that a dog of her size, because she's a big dog, she's a greyhound, can eat without having to have her stomach pumped. So she was very sorry for herself the next day. So yeah, she's
hungover.
She's hungover, but yeah, we're recording this right about the time I take her out for a bedtime walk, so she's like, what the fuck are we doing right now?
Yeah, she's hanging about. She's hanging about, waiting for the walk.
Yeah.
I think she would have liked Laura's bake, which was next, because that was pancetta and cheese, doggy's favourite.
Yes. I mean, to be honest with you, Pamela would have eaten Rowan's. She would have eaten fucking anything.
Really?
But yeah. She'd have eaten Harry's pasta bread and loved it.
Oh, yeah. I think you need canines to get through that crunchy loaf.
But yeah, the showstopper, and Prue went, it has quite a punch, and she did this like weird like air punch, which I enjoyed.
And because this is where Laura's was where we got the revelation that Paul had
loves
never
the West End, and Paul had never seen a West End musical.
Show.
Which seems like such like a weird bravado, like
he's proud
badge of honor. Yeah, like when people like brag about they've never watched something that's like, well, I wouldn't watch that. It's just like, good for you. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
have you ever been to Ross? I reckon you go to Lion King at least once a year.
I've been.
We Will Rock You.
I have. I never saw We Will Rock You. I've seen. Obviously, Hamilton. Saw that in the theatre.
Classic.
I've seen the one Defying Gravity. Wicked. I've seen that. Saw Billy Elliot the musical. I've seen The Lion King. Matilda. Mm-hmm. I think I definitely was as a teenager been like one, and been that person where I'm like, I find musicals annoying, and don't get me wrong, a lot of the time I do, but I would still go and see one, and I wouldn't be like, I've never seen one. It's like, well, aren't you interesting? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I've seen like one or two. I've seen The Lion King.
Yeah, it's good.
I saw one with Jason Manford in it.
That Kinky Boots.
No.
What's that?
He was a detective in it.
He's a good singer, isn't he, Manford?
It was actually really good. I can't remember the name though, but it was the one he got a bit of stick because he kept going with it until the bitter end of Corona.
Right.
But I think he's.
I don't like Jason Manford.
He doesn't need the money, so I feel like if he dropped out, then it's over, and all the people wouldn't make money from it for now what is a year, So I saw that.
I'm not really.
And her bread was shit, wasn't it?
Jason Manford fan. Oh yeah.
Oh, you were in the middle of slagging off Jason Manford. Go on, give us your take.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. Slagging off Jason Manford. I was just saying, I went to go see Jason Manford.
Peter Kay.
The age of like 19.
Yeah.
In Nottingham.
Good banter.
He just rinsed me. He just started. He was like, I wasn't even in the front row, but he just singled in on me, and he just started slagging me off. He's like,
what did he say?
Beta. He just having a go.
Oh,
I can't remember. I was quite like shy at the time, and I was really like intimidated by the fact he was like zoning in on me. And I'm not, no word of a lie. I think if it wasn't for Jason Manford, I would have started comedy like at least 4 years earlier than I actually did.
Jason Manford.
He put me off it so much. Where I was
my god,
I don't want to do stand-up comedy. It's horrible.
This sounds like a villain's origin story.
Yeah. Where you have to murder Jason. You have to win Jason Manford's comedy competition now, and at the final, just shank him on stage.
Fuck you!
Yeah. Who's laughing now, you northern prick? And you have to call yourself the powerhouse. And it's like, you defeated the northerner, and you're called the powerhouse. Who's the powerhouse now, you prick?
Oh, that would be brilliant.
Yeah. Jason Manford got sacked from the One Show because he had a wank on the One Show sofa, and they got it on camera.
Did they?
True story.
I did not know that.
I'm pretty sure that's libelous, but
that's good, Goss. To be honest, if you don't want people to know, then don't have a wank on television.
Exactly.
You dirty fucker.
Yep. So there you go. That's our Manford chat for the day. Dirty fucker. Love it.
I don't know how we got onto him.
So
you got your vendetta against him.
Who have we got next?
Mark. We're talking about musicals.
K, who made an orchard, apple and garlic. What do you think of that flavour combo?
Curious.
No, thank you.
It was wild garlic as well. I don't know what the difference between garlic and wild
it
garlic
is more subtle because it's the leaf of it, right?
Oh,
I think. Or maybe it's just
Interesting.
out in the wild.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look, maybe it works. Who am I to judge?
And then who else? What was after that?
That one was irregular, decent texture, not too much flavour. Then we had Sura, who
Her mum's tomato vine harvest loaf.
Yeah. Nice
Had a
zing.
tomato plant
They said
growing in the house. I like that.
Yeah, that was good. That was
hot house.
simple but effective, I'd say.
Yeah, agreed. Then we have Dave.
Yeah, who did his
What did
house
Dave
and
do?
his pregnant wife.
Yeah,
Oh yes, that was a good one.
It looks
feel
like a
Mexico
child
inspired.
made it.
Yeah.
It did look like a child made it. He's never going to live up to his Tom DeLonge week.
No.
I feel like
Do Blink 182 live in concert.
Yeah, do the Mark, Tom, and Travis show front cover live album. I used to know that word for word. Probably would still if I listened to it now. He's also was Mexican inspired. I feel like the man had one. Did he have this holiday recently, or he went all in, chips all in on the Mexico holiday? He's like, I'm getting everything I can out of this story.
Yeah, it's like, mate, that's nothing to do with your house. And he overbaked the lot. Yeah. So it was shit, basically. And then Lottie did a house that she shares with her aunt and uncle and cousins. And she made chorizo and sun-dried tomato.
I believe it's pronounced chorizo.
She made a chorizo.
Gracias.
And it was beautifully risen, but lacked flavour. And it looked like a, pardon the pun, dog's dinner.
Oh boy. That wasn't one of her favourite moments. She wasn't grateful for her dog's food. Should be hastened to add.
And then lastly, we had young Peter,
Mr. Bagels,
who made an Edinburgh cityscape of bagels with lots of grains and seeds.
And it tasted like a piece of leather.
Dense and tough. And it looked shit too.
Yeah, it looked shit. It looked like some art that would be sold at a shit Edinburgh shop.
I was going to say on the street, laid out on the sidewalk.
Yeah. On the mile. This is just some local Edinburgh lingo for people that know Edinburgh, like us three.
Yeah, well, we've been to Edinburgh, and I don't know about you two, but that did not look like Edinburgh to me. That's not the Edinburgh I know.
No, we needed to have some students talking about a Game of Thrones musical.
Or someone offering you drugs on Cowgate. Just something just
offer
everything.
It was like, what did he offer again? It was
acid.
Acid.
Yeah.
Like at 11 o'clock at night. It's like, hey, wind down the evening.
You want to go see some student improv and just drop that?
That'd probably make it better. Yes, and you pumpkin. What the fuck?
Oh god.
Man.
But yeah.
So yeah.
Bagel, it's horrible.
That's right, yeah.
And that's all the bakes of the
Laura
showstopper.
Laura said she's seen Les Mis 5. Did we say that? She's seen Les Mis 5 times. I think I already mentioned that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Too many times, some would say.
Yeah, it's like 15 hours of musical.
To be honest, I think there's a lot of people who would have seen it more times than that.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
People love it.
Who's the star baker this week?
Oh, it was the beautiful Marquis.
Zen.
The Zen.
Namaste.
Marquis. Well deserved. And we got a little insight there. He got a hug from his daughters. So
I like that. The one that you've given a fist bump too early.
So they're in the bubble with him then, because he's a single dad, isn't he? So they must be part of the bubble.
Yeah. And then Rowan, obviously.
Go on, sling your rock, mate.
Should have gone last week.
Worcestershire. Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time.
Yeah.
And then next week we got chocolat.
Chocolat. Hotel.
Chocolat week.
Chocolat.
So you'll be able to have your Nutella bagel. It will fit in with chocolate week.
Should we do a taste test next week?
Yeah, what should we test?
Bagels.
Should we all have a bagel?
Let's all have a bagel. Let's do our own challenge because we're not actually going to bake, but let's all have a bagel with like a filling of our choice.
Oh yeah, I like that. I'm up for that.
I do.
All right,
yeah, that's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Lay down the gauntlet.
Tune in next week, guys.
Tune in next week. Yeah, as always, you can find us. I'm at Ross Drummond.
I'm Harry Monaghan.
And then, Sean, you're not on the social media, are you?
I'm not, but if anyone's listening, feel free to get in touch with either Harry or Ross.
Are you on LinkedIn?
No, I'm not actually.
Oh boy.
Off the grid. I think like this is my only time where the only thing that I do that appears in the public eye.
This is
it's the exclusive.
Your only grid.
This is my Joe Rogan Spotify deal.
We're paying you in bagels. Yeah, if you could just send us a receipt for the bagel, I'll make sure it gets expensed for the jerk store money. Well, yeah. So yeah, we're all at the jerk store. You can find that on the social media. This episode will be on YouTube if you've enjoyed it so much you want to watch it after you've listened to it. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Brilliant. See you guys.
See ya.
Goodbye.
I was just doing the tune.
There you go. Is it? Oh, it's not.
Oh,
It's been a
bit
like,
technical.
Another episode is done.
What version's this?
This is win some, lose some.
No, I'm waiting for the drop.
It's coming.
Okay, right. Free. I can feel it. It's coming.
The acid's kicking in. Bye, everyone.